Hey there, Mujeeb. My name's Andrew, and I work at IELTSpodcast.com here with Ben and the others. Thank you for sending this in, your trial essay correction. What we try to do with these corrections is give you some general advice, some guidance and some support towards achieving better academic writing. So there's a couple of things about academic writing that we need to cover first, and that's that we need to speak literally and honestly only. So we never use metaphor or imagery. We only describe the facts, we describe opinions and examples, and we draw conclusions in a logical and rational manner. Throughout this, we use formal language, well structured, with a lot of effort put into it, so that the reader does not face any difficulty in understanding our points, our reasoning, our conclusions. If you would like to make significant improvements to your writing, it takes repeated corrections over time. This helps you to spot your own mistakes so that you stop making them in future. And then you can sit the IELTS exam with far more confidence than you would have otherwise. But first, let's work our way through this essay sentence by sentence and see if we can make some improvements for you. Primarily, I would say that it's the world. We must say the world has become. But also, saying that the world has become a global village, it's not literal. It doesn't describe exactly what is happening. The world has not become a global village because free movement doesn't happen everywhere. People are not free to come and go as they please. So I would say this is inaccurate. I would say the world is becoming more connected or increasingly connected due to the rise of international marketing, which creates opportunities for trade. And don't repeat yourself, so don't use the same word twice. We could just say trade there, which creates opportunities for trade and is a significant form actually, let's say, and is significant for exposing cultures or exposing countries to new knowledge, cultures, and languages. However, there are some sections of the populace, so to harangue is to bother and molest relentlessly. So if I were to constantly pull at your jumper going, Mujeeb, 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 are you making dinner? Are you making dinner? Mujeeb, Mujeeb, I would be haranguing you. So I would say, I would just use hold. There are some sections of the populace who hold that this growing trend is, I would use the language that was used in the question. So I would say is invasive and intrusive to the country in question. These arguments will be analysed before coming to a reasoned conclusion. Good sentence. I've never seen that before in one of these. There is no denying that international marketing has numerous benefits. It has created more business opportunities by promoting international products. Good. This is advantageous for the bonding of the nations. Okay, I get it, but this is a very short sentence that just feels like a bit of extra, It's just been shoved in there. This normally happens, especially in your first paragraph, because people get so many ideas at first, they try to throw them all onto paper, and then by the time they get to the end of this first paragraph, there's no time to write this one. So I'll just cover quickly that one paragraph is actually only supposed to contain one idea, and that idea should be expressed in 4 sentences. The first sentence introduces the idea, so this is fine. The next sentence expands into the idea with your thoughts. So, increased opportunity, the promotion of international products, so variety, is advantageous. Why? Because it brings nations together. Increased trade, friendly trade especially, benefits everyone, doesn't it? It encourages people to travel more, to talk more, and to interact more with people they previously may have thought were strange or scary. So when you expand in with your second sentence, maybe just make it one sentence that carries all of your thoughts. This is essentially, the second sentence is, why am I bothering with this paragraph? What am I trying to say? And then we use an example to support what we said. After we've used the example, the final sentence of the paragraph explains the whole point. And the academic structure of a paragraph then is introduce, expand, justify, and explain. And that needs to be present in every single paragraph. But no more than that, really. So here, where we just have another sentence, another sentence, another sentence, another sentence, it gets a bit much, and I'm struggling to extract information from this sentence, from this paragraph as a result. So what I would do is trim this down, and essentially I would plan your paragraphs beforehand. So look at the question and think, okay, what is paragraph 1 going to be about? The benefits of international marketing. Which benefits? Increased opportunities and bringing countries together. Cool. How can I support that? What example can I give? Let's think of an example that talks about a positive story, let's say, or a positive outcome for when globalization has resulted in increased opportunities and closer nations. Once we have expressed that example that shows why we think what we do, we can then use a thus or therefore sentence at the end to explain the whole point, bring it all together, summarize. So next I would say as well, this is a very informal phrase and has no place in academic writing. So on the flip side could be replaced by something like conversely. Conversely means, well, exactly that. Oppositely. On the other side, on the other hand. But I prefer single word cohesive phrases, so I would use conversely. This trend has affected local traders and vendors, same thing really, as they have difficulty in attracting new consumers. People prefer to shop from international malls if they are available, I would say, as all commodities are easily available at more competitive prices. So, again, I understand that what you're essentially doing here is demonstrating a little bit of style and flexibility. You know that demolishing means to knock down, to reduce to rubble. And you are using this in a metaphorical sense here because we know that local businesses are not being reduced to rubble by international marketing. But again, because it's not literal, because it's metaphorical, we can't use it in this manner in an academic essay. We must stick to literal speech and facts only. So here, I believe this paragraph is generally about cultural erosion. So what you might want to talk about is the fact that local vendors, local producers, may not want to compete internationally, but by permitting international brands to operate in your country, you force your local producers to compete with them. And obviously, they can't. A local producer cannot produce the volume of goods at the same price as a company such as McDonald's, for instance. This tends to, or this can have the effect of putting small businesses out of business. Closing down native producers or native vendors en masse by large numbers, in large numbers, will have the effect of eroding the culture, because the businesses that take their place are newer, shinier, and not native. They are from somewhere else. So cultural erosion occurs because local producers are forced to compete with international brands and cannot do so, or often fail to do so. So to conclude, the modern era has unquestioningly become a common marketplace. So a modern era is a measure of time, and a measure of time cannot be a common marketplace. It's like saying the 1990s were a common marketplace. It can't happen. It's not accurate. So it seems to me that I can't tell, do you agree? So I suppose that's one more thing, is you really must have a clear perspective, a clear view on what's happening. You've considered both, and you believe that even though you've added on the end that international marketing is all in all positive, the rest of your essay seems like you think that it's bad. So I would say you don't have a clear point of view in this essay. You need to make your opinion a little bit more known, a little bit clearer. So we state it in here. Personally, I believe that, and then we discuss it, and then at the end we reiterate it. So we need to make sure we stress our personal viewpoint in this essay because the question does ask for it. But well done for this one, Mujeeb. You've had no problem whatsoever getting your ideas down on paper. What you need is some more formal language and a little bit better structure to your essay. It needs to follow the academic style a little more closely. But if you would like to continue receiving corrections in this manner, where I sit and point out all of your mistakes, you can subscribe to our course, the link to which is in the email I sent you. I do hope to be seeing some more of your work coming through to me soon, Mujeeb, but until then, have a wonderful evening. Bye bye for now.